Scoop Big Talks, the one and only Eric Dickerson. Brother, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm working my tail off. You were coaching today.
Well, really, I wasn't coaching. I let Chris coach today, and I told him, I said, man, look, I'm undefeated. I said, you lost for us today. So I'm 2-1 now. But I didn't coach, so I just enjoyed myself.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
In your playing career in the NFL, what coaches meant the most to you or that you learned from?
Well, I think I can think of one coach in particular I learned a lot from. A coach named Jimmy Ray. He was a black offensive coordinator at the Rams. And, when you come to the professional ranks, I mean, you think you know everything. You think football is football. But the NFL is different from college. It really is. And I never forget, it was an incident where he was always seemed to be on me. But he was trying to teach me and coach me. We played the Dallas Cowboys on a Monday night football game. And I had my route was a check down route. Instead of me running the check down, the safety came up, and I thought I'm going to run through the coverage. Well, the free safety picked me up. And I believe the quarterback got sacked. We had to throw the ball away. And come to the next day meeting, I knew I was going to hear it again. Sure enough, he says, they run the play, because we're looking at the plays in the team meeting. He said, Eric, he said, what's your assignment? I said, I got the check down. He said, why didn't you run the check down? I said, well, I thought. He said, that's the problem, son. He said, you thinking out here, you can't be doing that. He said, I'm trying to get you, you're going to get hurt. Run your big, tall ass out there and get hurt. Yeah. I was like, oh, no, I was pissed. But then after the meeting, he pulled me and said, Eric, look, son, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to coach you so you don't get hurt out there. And, man, he became one of my best friends. So, a lot of times, you think you know a lot, you think you know everything because you're the athlete, but really a lot of the coaches can help you.
Tell me something. Coaching Lamar Jackson is a joy for some, but on the other side, for defenses, he's a nightmare. Do you like the addition of Odell Beckham Jr. on the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson?
Most definitely. I wish we could have kept Odell, but I like Odell as an athlete. I think he's a phenomenal athlete. He gives what you need on the team. You need to spread the defense. I mean, I think he can still do that. And with him and Lamar together, because Lamar is a guy that he's like a mosquito. He's everywhere. He's like, you can't pin him down on his game. And I like the way they let him play his game. He's not a pure drop-back quarterback. He's a scrambling quarterback. Let him be himself. And him and Odell together, I think will do great.
When you look at basketball, there have been people who have said that Mahomes on the football field can do some of the things that Magic Johnson can do, just the way he passes the ball. Do you see any similarities in that play style at those two respective positions?
I never thought about it like that, ever. That's a good analogy, yes, because, he's a guy that can, and a lot of quarterbacks do it. I saw Dan Marino do it, you saw Elway do it sometimes, Joe Montana, look one way, look here, and throw there. That's just a quarterback trait, but it's something you have to be very confident with. I mean, but, when I look at Mahomes, he's an athlete. He's a real athlete. Like some guys, some quarterbacks, they aren't athletes. They're just quarterbacks. When I think of a really good athlete that was a quarterback, was John Elway. A really good in my era. He was an athlete. Baseball. He could throw. He could run. So, and when I look at Mahomes, he's an athlete.
Do you like Aaron Rodgers' fit with the New York Jets?
Man, let me tell you something. They're gonna miss him in Green Bay. I mean, that boy can throw the football. I mean, you may not like his demeanor, you may not like some of the stuff he says, and how he acts or whatever, but as a football player, if I'm on his team, I mean, I like to play. I'd love to have a quarterback like him because, I'm going to tell you something about football. Accuracy kills, and that's what he's accurate. I mean, if you look at history in football, go back and look at all the great quarterbacks that have thrown interceptions. I don't care, you go back, the great ones. And you look at his interception rate, I think he only has like 98 interceptions in his career, and some guys have 200 and 300. It's phenomenal how accurate he is.
Do you see similarities between the way that the San Antonio Spurs and the NBA run their organization in comparison to the New England Patriots in the NFL?
Yeah, a lot.
Tell me more.
Well, the thing is, like when I think about the San Antonio Spurs, they're like, hey, it is what it is. We do it our way. You might not like it. It ain't nothing fancy about it, but we win. Or they have won. They haven't won in a long time, in a while. The Patriots are the same way. I didn't like the Patriots back in the old days, so they ain't nothing to do with this new age when Brady was there. They have a way of doing things with Belichick. You might not like the way they do things. You might not approve the way they do things. You may hear things outside the locker room, but I heard this, I heard that. But when you're winning cures all. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So most definitely, I think the Patriots, they do it their way.
Couple more questions. Saquon Barkley, if you were in his shoes, would you take this season quite personally?
But I take what? I'm sorry.
This season quite personally. The fact that he, didn't get the number he wanted, but at the same time, he's still got a lot left in his tank.
Well, I think a lot of running backs take it personally. I think Jacobs and the Raiders should take it personally. He led the league in rushing, I think. I mean, look, the thing is that they have the guys over a barrel. They have them over a barrel because of the Players Association, NFL players. The guy who ran the Players Association, DeMar Smith, such a bozo is what I call him. Screwed the players dramatically. I mean, but you know what? You let this clown that has never put on a uniform before put us, as I'm a former player, the players, current player, in that situation. It's a lot of things they should have never stood for, but they did it anyway. So, you know what? Some players didn't vote. They didn't go out and vote when they should have voted. So in a sense, you blame the players, but it's like this. If I'm a slave owner, and I'm gonna use the owners as slave owners, because in a sense, that's kind of how it is. I'm the slave owner. Why all of a sudden, I'm gonna wake up one day, you know what? I'm making all these millions and trillions of dollars. I feel bad. I'm gonna give some back. I'm gonna give them guaranteed contract. Hell, it don't work like that, dog. It just don't. The slave master gonna keep his foot on your neck until you actually make him or cause him to have to make a change. Until they have to make a change, NFL is they're not going to pay the running back unless they have to. They're going to continually play the quarterback. They're going to continue to play the offensive tackle. They're going to continue to play the defensive end. The running back used to be the guy, but not anymore.
What running backs do you enjoy watching currently?
Man, I like watching Saquon. I can't think of his first name, Jacobs and the Raiders. I like watching my big boy in Tennessee, Derrick Henry, because he's big like me. I mean, it's quite a few backs I like to watch, but I'm not a football. I don't really watch football unless I have to talk about it for work. I mean, I don't want to go to no football game. Like, man, I can't wait to go to the football game. Oh, hell no. I played that stuff.
Well, brother, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay. All right, brother. No problem,
Thank
brother.
you, brother.
No problem, brother.